The lowest astronomical tide in the outer part of Whitby is shown as only 0.7 metres, so we have pushed on to arrive 2 hours before low water, although being neeps we might have got away with being later. We moored up at 12:45 on the 3rd of July after logging 49 miles at an average of 6.7 knots. Some almanacs describe a holding pontoon on the left just before the bridge. However, this belongs to the local sailing club and only provides moorings for locals. Visitors are supposed to use the small fishing boat jetty, from where they are always likely to be evicted if a fishing boat comes in. Despite the no mooring sign on the big yacht just before the bridge, the owner was on board and he kindly allowed us to tie up alongside. We had expected to have to wait for several hours to be allowed through the bridge, but the town had recently allowed an extra 1 o'clock opening, so after only a quarter of an hour we were able to go through to the marina, where we were given a rafted up berth close to the brand new ablutions block. Going ashore was a shock. Whereas Eyemouth had been cold and deserted, Whitby was hot and heaving. We had finally caught up with the English heatwave that my wife had been telling me about on the phone. We had only planned to stay for the afternoon, but the forecast for the next day was for force 8 to 9, so we lost our first day's sailing to gales and the whole trip. We left at 8:30 on the 5th of July, heading directly for Harwich. As we were leaving, we saw the second RNLI rescue of the trip. Two other bigger boats left at the same time as us, but despite having only our small jib up, we soon left them behind. Scarborough Castle is on the headland and the town is just to the left. As we got further south, the sea became more congested, first with gas rigs and then oil tankers moored up waiting for the price of oil to rise. The wind eased and went further north, so we put the cruising chute up to keep the speed up. Unfortunately, we later managed to get it badly tangled and it had to come down, losing us a couple of knots, which with the tide against us was a pity. Close to the Humber, it became incredibly busy. Smaller ships than we were used to at Felixstowe, but a lot more of them. As dusk fell, so did the wind, and we motored across the Wash. Around midnight, one of the yachts from Whitby caught up, and then headed further inshore to go into Lowestoft, while we stayed outside the sandbanks. Sizewell appeared, and we felt as though we were almost home, although a guard ship came out to keep an eye on us. I think someone was laying cables for one of the wind farms. Southwell slid by, and then Orford Ness Lighthouse. Peculiar pagoda buildings are where they tested the triggers for Britain's nuclear weapons. There were not supposed to be any nuclear weapons there, but the roofs were designed to collapse inwards if there was an accident. In contrast, in the background is the keep to Orford Castle. The wind picked up, allowing us to sail the last 12 miles, our first proper beat of the whole trip. Back to the land of the cranes. Circumnavigation complete. We finally made it.
Well, if I stand behind you, it looks like we're going.
We're running backwards, we're on the way out. Finally we tied up back at my own berth at the Royal Harwich Yacht Club, with the Orwell Bridge in the background. We had logged 212 miles on the leg from Whitby in 31.5 hours at an average of 6.7 knots. We had logged a total of 2,039 miles for the trip, having recorded 186 engine hours and used 256 litres of diesel.